All right, we're going to start with basic part number 8 here. This is going to be a couple of fillets for us, adding in some circles. So we should be able to get some good stuff here with this one, and should be pretty easy with kind of our progression of how we've done everything. I'll be honest, I'm really looking forward to part 9. That's going to be a fairly easy one. All right, so I'm going to go back into Fusion, make sure I'm in my correct model here. And an easy way to check is I'm just going to go to hit the save. And for this one, I'm going to call this part 8. And if I wanted to, I could just click down here and change where I'm saving it. So to make sure I'm in the right spot, but I'm in my Learn 360 basic parts. And so, I don't need to hit save, I hit cancel. And we'll call this part 7. And oh, not part 7. Gosh dang it. I got to rename that. I got to go back. It's part 8. We're on part 8. I'm going to get rid of this. Let's get rid of this one. I'm getting my numbers all wrong. We'll close that out. Let's delete this. There it is. And I'm going to make a new one. I'm going to save this one as part 8. Now I'm on the right one. I got part 8. Okay. So we're going to start with our base. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a sketch. I'm going to work from the bottom up. So here's our sketch here. So total width of it is half, 1.5, 2, 2.5. So it's 3 by 4. All right, so I'm going to add in my sketch here. And it is going to be 4 inches long, 3 inches wide. I'm going to finish that sketch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this out. So we're going to go here. I'm going to hit E to extrude. Click on the face. I'm going to pull it up. And that base part is going to be 1 inch. So we're going to make it 1 inch for our extrusion. So there's our extruded base. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put some other stuff on the back here. So I'm going to go to the back, rotate myself around. So I'm on the back. I'm going to put a sketch in here, and we're going to sketch out how tall this is. So this is from the top to the bottom is half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. So we're going to make a rectangle here. So I'm going to add a rectangle. We'll put it right on here, and it is going to be 4.5 tall. Okay, and we're going to make that 4.5 tall, and then our width of it, if we go from, now I'm going to go where it's straight edge down because we're going to fillet out. So I'm actually going to take off half of an inch there. So I'm going to go, so that fillet is going to be a half of an inch. So I'm going to go 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. So let's make this 3.5. Okay. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to dimension this out because I know that this is going to be half an inch, 1 inch dimensioned from here. So I'm going to dimension this, dimension from here to here, and that's going to be 1 inch for me. That's going to be 1 inch for me. All right, so this is going to be too far. So I need to redimension this one. So I'm going to go back into here. Oh, cancel. I want to dimension that one. So we'll make this 2.5. So we get that in there. So we make that the 2.5. Okay, so we're going to make that 2.5. So I'm going to have to play with this a little bit to kind of see. And this one's a little tough because really can't see the back ends of it. So without it being dimensioned, honestly, at this point, I'm making some guesses as to what I think that kind of that back left is. So if we look at this, this is the part I'm talking about. So what I'm trying to guess is, I know it goes right to the edge here. So I might have to come back into our sketch and kind of see. So I really can't see. I'll be honest, I don't like this part because it's hard to kind of tell exactly where it goes because I know it doesn't have the same fillet because I can see this is much farther than this one. So we're going to just play with it and see where we get to. And so now I've got the height of it right. I want to add my circle at the top. So I'm just like we've done before, I'm going to put my circle right here at the midpoint and extend it out. So that's going to give me my circle. And so now I'm going to finish the sketch and I'm going to extrude this out. So I'm going to hit my extrusion, press pull. I want to get all of these. I'm going to pull them this way, and it is going to be a 1-inch extrusion, so -1 because I'm coming this way in. So it's going to be a -1 extrusion. Okay. Now I got to pick out this circle here, and so I can tell what the diameter of the circle is. So it's going to be a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch. It's a 2-inch diameter circle. So I'm going to add a sketch on the front. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add in a circle, and I'm going to come down in here and I'm going to find kind of that midpoint. And what I can see here is you see how I kind of put this, it keeps track of where these lines are. So I've got my midpoint here. So I'm going to go to where I have the midpoint of my circle. So a lot of times there's these hidden objects that you can find that will find different things for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the midpoint of my model. So there's the midpoint of my model, right? So that's the midpoint of my model. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight down that midpoint. Okay, and if I'm going straight down that midpoint, I can see that blue line. It will actually give me that previous part I did. See how it kind of changes into a circle? That's going to be my center point. So you have to find that. And that should be, if I did it right, should be a 2-inch circle in diameter because that's exactly what we did before on that first one. So I'm going to drag this out just to make sure I get it. And I'm going to drag to the circle. And it is 2.5-inch circle. So that's what we want it to be. So my 2.5-inch circle. So I'm going to hit there. And now I've got everything that I need. So I'm going to finish the sketch. And I'm going to extrude this part out. So I'm going to hit E. Click on the face, bring that out, and that circle is going to come out 1/2 inch, 1 inch. So it's going to come out 1 inch. So I'm going to bring it out 1 inch. All right, so there's our circle part. Now all these are joins of what we've got. I'm going to go back to the front face, and I'm going to add a hole in. Same kind of thing. I'm going to click on this face to add the hole. And looking at that circle, it's a 1-inch diameter hole. So I'm going to make it a 1-inch diameter hole. Okay, now I'm going to drag this hole to where I want it to be. And you see it how when I hit and click my left mouse button to drag, see how I've got that little white dot right there? That's going to put it dead center for us. So we're going to put it right in there. I don't even need to measure out because we're going to make it exactly center. It's going to be a 1-inch hole. And I'm going to have it go all because it's going to go all the way through. We're going to hit OK. So there's our hole. So our hole has gone through our shape. So there we've got our hole going through. Then I'm going to have to add in my hole at the bottom, which is also a 1-inch hole. So I'm going to go here for the hole, put it on the face. I'm going to make it a 1-inch hole. And then looking at the distance here from the left side, it's going to be 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inches to center. So here to here is 2 inches. And from the front, looks like it's a 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches. So from here to here, 1.5. Oh, let's make it 1. There it is, 1 inch. And I'm going to hit enter to cut that hole out. So there's my hole there. So I've got my hole. Now the last piece that we need to do is we need to fillet this. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to hit my fillet tool. And I'm going to click, and I can click multiple edges. So I'm going to click that edge. I'm going to click that edge. I'm going to click that edge. I'm going to rotate this around, holding down my shift key to get my other edge here. And I'm going to click that edge. And we are going to make them all 0.5. We're going to hit the enter key. And that looks to be pretty good. See how I got my, see, I think that looks good because I got my fillet on this side coming all the way down. And the fillet on this side, I still have, you know, a little bit here. Might actually, I think this might actually go a little bit further over. So what I can do is I'm going to go back into that sketch. So I'm going to find that sketch here. And and I am going to change the dimensioning here. Let's change this to, I'm going to change this dimension here. Let's change this dimension here. Let's get that one here. I'm going to change that dimension to 0.75. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here is change this to 2.75 to get that to go out a little bit better. And then I'm going to hit finish my sketch. Yeah, that looks to be a little bit better for us for kind of what we've got here. Oh, and now that kind of changed our dimension up here at the top. So we got to go back in to fix this one too. So I'm going to go back into this. What sketch is this? That would be this sketch. Is that this sketch? Yeah, that would be this sketch. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to retake that. Oh, I'm going to take that circle and I'm going to move that circle here. So what I am going to have to do is select my move. We're going to see what we got here. So I'm going to get it. I might just take that off here. We'll move that. Let's see here. Let's get this circle moved. Oh, let's do this. I'm going to .25. Come back. And I'm going to move this down some. Negative 0.25. And I'm going to make this circle. Let's delete that. Let's put that circle back in. I'm just going to put that circle back in. Go back to my center point. Oh, I don't want to do that here. I'm going to put my circle back in. There's my center point. I come down, get to the center point, then I go out to the edge. There it is. So now I'm going to finish that sketch. There it is. Oh, I got to do that extrusion there. So we're going to finish that sketch. Go back to that hole here. So what I'm going to do is, because that got here, I'm going to hit the delete. And what I'm going to do here is go back to this sketch. And I'm going to hit the extrusion on. Oh no, that went too far. All right, hold on. I messed this up big time. I'm going to delete all features after that history marker. Okay, now we're going to finish this sketch. There it is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to extrude this out. Extrude that face. It's going to come out 1 inch. There it is. So now I've got it. So now we've got this. Now I have to add my holes back in. I got to mess this up here a little bit. I'm going to put my hole right here on the face. It's going to be a 1 inch diameter hole, 1 inch diameter hole. And I'm going to drag this to the center point. So it's right there at the center. It's going to go all. I'm going to hit, okay, so there's that first hole. Then my second hole down here, I'm going to add a hole back on the bottom. It's still a 1 inch hole. it is going to be exactly from this side. Oh, I gotta measure it from here. So I'm gonna measure this from the center point to the edge. Oh, I don't put that there. Center point to the edge. Oh, we'll make it it's 2 inches depth. We'll put it right there. From the front of it, what did we say? It was 1 inch. Distance from there to there. Okay, and then now we've got it marked there, kept our hole. We're gonna hit OK, so there's that hole. Now what we have to do is do our filleting. So we're gonna finish out that fillet tool. So I'm gonna fillet, and I'm gonna change my angles here. I'm gonna pick that edge. I'm gonna pick that corner, and I'm gonna shift around here and pick that corner. 0.5 for my fillet. There it is. Looks much better now that we've got it done. I think that looks pretty good. Yes. So now I'm going to hit save. I'm on this. So I'm going to save this as my final model, and that is part number 8. So when you fit, or yes, part number 8. Yeah, finished. And a milestone completed.